8 facts about the USS Gerald R Ford. Order in the world is usually volatile. Tensions run high in many countries and there's a lot of concern regarding potential wars. Militaries all over the world are looking to continuously strengthen and bolster their battle capabilities. The Navy is one of the most vital parts of any military to defend borders against foreign invasions, protect trade routes, and launch attacks from strategic positions. The Navy consists of many powerful combat vessels such as submarines, destroyers, frigates, fighter jets, but at the center of it all are aircraft carriers. When it comes to aircraft carriers, the USS Gerald R Ford is the undisputed leader of the pack. The Ford class boosts the Navy's ability to battle, improves the quality of life for sailors, and lowers total costs. Let's take a look at 8 facts you might not know about the USS Gerald R Ford. Number 8. Cost to build the aircraft carrier. The USS Gerald R Ford is the most expensive and troublesome aircraft carrier of the next generation, and was completed after 14 years of development and delays. The US Navy received the aircraft carrier in 2017, although originally planned for 2015, at a total cost of roughly $13.3 billion. 8 years after construction began in 2009, the aircraft carrier was scheduled to be deployed in 2017. This is significantly longer than the standard aircraft carrier construction period of 5 years. However, the lengthy development process and a series of delays caused by dependability issues with several new technologies added an additional 5 years to the already lengthy construction timetable. Number 7. Amenities for the crew. The USS Gerald R Ford has its own stores and even has Starbucks coffee. In addition to the standard rations of food, beverages, and other items that the crews can receive from the ship's canteen, the shop is stocked with all comforts of a home. The sailors can utilize their Navy cash debit cards for these kinds of purchases. Surprisingly, the Onboard coffee shop is run on a non-profit basis, and any profits are invested in programs for the ship's crew. They have even considered the crew's exposure to sugary foods and drinks as it might be harmful to their oral health. Hence, the ship is equipped with its own dental clinic for emergency situations. The spacecraft is equipped with its own religious facilities for those crew members who believe in a higher power. An interesting fact is that a ship like the USS Gerald R Ford, which is capable of carrying a large number of people, may host as many as 40 separate religious services each week. Now that is what we call an aircraft of diversity. Number 6. Remarkable speed. The speed of the USS Gerald R Ford and other members of her class of supercarriers is a notable statistic. This vessel can reach speeds of up to 35 knots. Generally, the quickest warships in service, such as a modern destroyer, would just keep up with their engines at maximum output. Commonly recognized vessels, such as ocean liners, typically travel at a speed of 20 knots, however several are capable of 30 knots. Considering humongous size and greater displacement, her top speed is even more remarkable than that of its predecessor, the USS Enterprise. A fully loaded USS Gerald R Ford displaces 97,000 tons, while a fully loaded USS Enterprise displaces approximately 94,780 tons. Number 5. Length of the vessel. The USS Gerald R Ford is a multi-deck aircraft carrier that measures 1,093 feet in length, 135 feet in beam at the waterline, 253 feet across the flight deck, and roughly 249 feet in height. This warship is huge, and as a result, all its dimensions, including the propellers, are ridiculous proportions. There are a total of 4 propellers with a combined weight of a staggering 30 tons. Each one has a diameter of 21 feet, and is cast from bronze, which required more than 10 months of labor to install. These dimensions put this vessel in the company of some of the largest warships ever built. It's so massive that even the greatest warships of yesteryear pale in comparison. If we compare it with the Yamato, the largest battleship ever built, as an example, we can see that it had the heaviest cannons ever installed on a ship, but at only about 65,030 tons. It was still shorter and slower than aircraft carriers. Surprising, no? Number 4. Ford class vs Nimitz class. After 50 years of service, the new class of ships will save the United States Navy almost $4 billion in total ownership costs per vessel compared to the Nimitz class. The Gerald R Ford requires about 700 fewer crew members to run successfully than a Nimitz class ship. As a result of design upgrades, the air wing embarked on the ship will be able to function with about 400 fewer personnel. The workload associated with keeping watch and ongoing maintenance on ships is predicted to decrease as a result of new technologies and ship design elements. Since there are no steam service lines on the Gerald R Ford, the ship is easier to maintain and has better corrosion control thanks to the elimination of steam. There are many improvements to the quality of life for the crew on board the finished USS Gerald R Ford compared to the preceding Nimitz design. Number 3. Aircraft storage capacity. The Gerald R Ford is a remarkable ship and also has a lot of potential stored away in her hangar. According to canonical counts, she carries upwards of 75 to 90 aircrafts. These include strike fighters like the Boeing FA-18EF, Super Hornet, electronic warfare variants like the EA-18G Growler, and support aircraft like the Grumman C-2 Greyhound, Northrop Grumman E-2 Hawk, Sikorsky SH-60 Seahawk helicopters, and various unmanned aerial combat vehicles. We definitely think this is a one-man army. Number 2. VR capabilities and onboard tech. Each component of a Ford-class carrier is designed and developed in full-scale 3D within Huntington Ingalls Industries' rapid operational virtual reality technology. As the first US carrier to use such computerized tactics, it also features augmented reality technology to provide the crew with more insight into the ship's systems and boost productivity. The fact that she was created with the use of CAD software also makes her a first for the USA. The use of augmented reality technology in ship operations will increase visibility into ship systems and boost productivity. In addition, Gerald R Ford was built with efficient weapon-moving paths in mind, making horizontal ship movement almost non-existent. Motorized lifts can be used to move around equipment from storage as needed. An electromagnetic aircraft launch system, advanced weapons elevators, advanced arresting gear, and dual-band radar are just some of the high-tech features aboard. Altogether, the vessel's potential is boosted while the need for a big crew is decreased thanks to these systems. Number 1. The power source. The vessel carries 2 Bechtel A1B PWR nuclear reactors that provide its power. Nuclear reactors provide the necessary energy in the form of heat, which is then converted into high-pressure steam. One unit of the A1B reactor can generate 125 megawatts of electricity and 350,000 shaft horsepower for the 4 propellers. As the steam cools and condenses into water, it is recycled through the system once more. In order to protect the crew from the radioactive particles released by the reactor, entrance to the nuclear reactor compartment is restricted during operation. Reactor engineers are required to wear and regularly inspect radiation monitors. In order to limit their exposure to radiation, employees work in shifts and adhere strictly to a regimented routine. Both the ship's layout and its electrical producing plant are made to be modular. This means they can be easily updated with new technology, such as direct energy weaponry, and can also be powered by the reactors. The size of the USS Gerald R Ford probably cannot be conceived until we see it in person. For other vehicles of grandeur, definitely check out our video about the 8 largest military vehicles. As you can see, we really like the concept of go big or go home. Until next time.